I'm a huge fan of the Splinter Cell franchise. The first Splinter Cell game I ever played was Chaos Theory, so it goes without saying that I was super excited to play the new Blacklist game from Ubisoft, which is the 6th game in the Splinter Cell series, and it definitely brings a lot of new things to the table. Blacklist is a definite improvement on its predecessor Conviction in many ways. The single player is definitely longer and more expansive. There are 13 single player missions in total, giving you about 10 hours of gameplay. The levels are more varied and interesting as Sam travels the globe in single and co-op missions trying to stop the Blacklist from happening. The enemies are also more varied and challenging. The introduction of helmeted guards, snipers, guard dogs, drones and more definitely adds more challenge to the game, and the improved enemy AI is another positive. Enemies spot you more easily and don't give up as easily in searching for you. The inclusion of 4 difficulty levels also adds more replayability and versatility to the game. The realistic and perfectionist modes are a lot more challenging than in Conviction. For example, apart from improved enemy AI in perfectionist mode, you are also given certain penalties, making gameplay a lot harder. Sam Fisher's movement has also been polished. If you hold down the A button, Sam will instinctively run, climb and jump over cover. The introduction of takedowns from over cover, behind doors and the new killing in motion all make the gameplay feel quick and smooth. The huge array of weapons and gadgets are back and as enjoyable as ever, with some new features like the crossbow, spy cam, sleeping gas and tri-rotor adding more diversity to the game. Most gadgets and weapons have multiple modes, allowing you to play stealthily, take down enemies silently, or just blow shit up. Whichever way you want to play, it's pretty much available in this game. You definitely feel like a well-kitted out spy in Blacklist, and that is mainly due to the fact that Sam is no longer a lone wolf, but instead heading up a well-trained and funded team who provide intel, new gadgets, and support Sam throughout each mission. The characters of Grim, Charlie and Briggs within your team are 3-dimensional and provide more depth to the experience. One of the best features of Blacklist though is the reintroduction of the multiplayer mode Spies vs Mercs. I've spent roughly 25 hours playing it and it's tons of fun. I absolutely love the third person versus first person dynamic. It's great and more game developers should definitely make use of it. The ability to hide in the shadows or climb up and take down mercs from above is heaps of fun, and shooting down spies or laying traps with landmines for people to run into is a riot. There are 6 game modes and an expansive range of weapons, gadgets and classes that helps to keep the multiplayer experience fresh and exciting. And the inclusion of training grounds is also great for those new to Spies vs Mercs who need time to adapt to the new playstyle without being slaughtered by more experienced players kitted out as killing machines. I honestly think that Blacklist is worth buying for the multiplayer alone. But add a great single player experience and you have a great game that gives you tons of gameplay and experiences for your money. Of course, every game does have some flaws, and this review wouldn't be fair without mentioning some of them. There is no local co-op, meaning that if you want to play some of the co-op missions in split screen while sat next to a friend, they are forced to sign in as a guest and don't get any of the experiences or achievements gained. It's infuriating and doesn't make any sense why this feature has been removed. If you want to play co-op, you are forced to play over an online connection. But in my opinion, there is nothing more enjoyable than sitting next to a friend and sharing the experience together, and it is a clear mistake on Ubisoft's part to leave this feature out. While Spies vs Mercs is well developed and fun, the co-op missions sadly are boring and repetitive and feel tacked onto the game without much thought. Briggs' missions do have some story and meat to them, but the remaining co-op missions are generic wave, stealth or takedown modes that get boring quickly. Finally, the new Blacklist encourages players to play in 3 new styles: Ghost, Panther and Assault. I like Ghost and Panther, but I am not a huge fan of Assault. It just feels very un-Splinter Cell-like to run into a level throwing grenades and gunning people down. As a long-term fan of Splinter Cell, it shows a worrying trend of making the games more action-packed and mainstream to appeal to the more casual gamer. We will have to see where Ubisoft take the franchise in the future. It's worth noting that there are some glitches in the game. If you install the second disc onto your hard drive, this can cause a sound glitch in the main campaign, in which Sam can be heard clearly, but the music and the voice acting of supporting characters like Grim and Charlie are distorted. It's annoying and definitely affects your enjoyment of the story, so don't install disc 2. When installing the HD texture pack too, this will not install if disc 2 is installed as well. It should also be noted that the plot assumes that players have some knowledge of the previous games and concepts, which are referred to later in the game. So if you're new to Splinter Cell, be sure to read the database files in the extras to get up to date. Overall, Splinter Cell is a fun game and more polished than Conviction, with a lot of nice new additions. It's definitely worth purchasing at full price, and I would absolutely recommend this game to a friend. I would give Splinter Cell Blacklist 94% for its 4th echelon badassness, and it gets the N7 Gold stamp of approval. So go check it out and channel your inner spy. Happy hunting! Damn it, I'm down on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna try and find...
What was that?
That was fucking ninja!
That was pretty epic, whatever that was.
That was some Backstreet Boy stuff there.
Dude.